This is a bonus segment with
bonus episode.
Probably our favorite internet creator. If you're not familiar with him, his name's Tony P in DC. He's a lovely human. Tony, do you want to give just anyone who doesn't know you, that might be like 4 people in the world at this point, but give them a quick synopsis of who you are and kind of what you're all about.
First of all, just thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much for coming
on the podcast. You guys are great. I love your brand and what you not only do here, but also do on Instagram and all the social channels. But yeah, so for people who don't know who I am, Tony P in DC, kind of more of a lifestyle type more creation type stuff. I do a lot of like day in the life, weekend in my life, week in my life recaps, a lot of lifestyle vlogging, as well as a lot of cooking videos. Usually 2 to 3 times a week I'll put those out there, and then mix that in with some like more adulting content, things like, cleaning the house, making sure you cook the right dinner for a date, for example, or how to date in DC, things like that, as well as a kind of a newer thing I'm working on and really pushing is vibrant masculinity.
Yes.
It's more of a take on positive masculinity, but I look at it as more of an aspirational type of thing, and looking at more of, allowing men and, encouraging men in particular to be creative, to really embrace their creative side, to embrace emotional vulnerability and maturity, and really being open with each other, not just with our, relationships, whether it be, dating, but also in our friendships and in our families, and really opening that up as well. So that's one thing I'll be working on in the future, growing that a little bit more. I put those out about once a week, maybe twice a week, but working to grow those as the time goes on. So really excited. I have a lot of different pillars, if you will, but again, it goes through the lifestyle vlogging, cooking, vibrant masculinity, and talking about men's mental health and emotional vulnerability and things like that. So we'll see where all that goes.
Awesome. Dude, I love you.
Dude, we love it. I mean,
this is surreal for us.
Sorry,
this is a podcast where we're guys just showing our creative sides.
Right.
I think everything you said kind of ties into how we feel.
That's exactly
which
right.
is awesome.
And that's the thing. I mean, so many men in particular don't always feel comfortable embracing that creative side, even whether it be podcasting or content creation or acting. And it's a very cool thing. I mean, it's a very, again, there's always kind of this conversation about masculinity and creativity. I mean, look at people like Robert De Niro. I mean, he's not masculine, or Denzel Washington. Look at those guys. I mean, they're the best. So, I mean, there's a room for creativity in masculinity. There's such a room for it.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome.
Have you always been like such a positive force in any room that you walk into, or is this like a new thing? It feels like you've been this way since the dawn of time.
That's a great question. I would say I've always approached my life with trying to really look at the little things in life and find some joy. I kind of use this term, again, positivity and joy interchangeably. I believe in being happy. It's a very important thing. I've been happy for a long time. Knock on wood. And my parents raised me that way. I grew up around very, very positive people. But at the same time, you can't always be happy every day, and you're not always going to find happiness in every moment of your day, right? But I think for me, I always try to find joy in little moments in the day. So that's why, yes, I come off as very joyful, very positive, because I'm finding those little things. I may be having a bad day, and maybe going through something, whether it be with my business or, with work or with, family stuff. But if I find the joy in those little moments, whether it be, I love going to places like Subway, or I go to Cava to eat something, or, I love what I dressed in that day, or, there's this family event coming up at the end of the week or the end of that day. Those little things I cherish.
Yeah.
And when I do that, that's where I think my positive energy comes out. And I think the reason why I like to go in every day and, show joy to other people and show it to myself is because you don't know who you're going to pass during the day, right? You don't know if someone's going to be having, not a good time. They're trying to get through life, and you meet up with them and say, "Hey, how you doing?" If it's a stranger or a friend, your positive energy could help make their day better. So I think every human being has an impact on another. So I think if you do that and really go into life thinking about, hey, I can, project my happiness as well, that can be very helpful to others. So I think it's kind of a two-way street. I'm very positive, and people that would, if you interviewed other people like I went to school with, or teachers or friends, they would tell you, yeah, he's a positive guy. He's kind of, a positive dude. But I think for me, it's not just, I'm just happy or positive or joyful today. I want to bring that out to other people, because it's very, very important. People need to see joy in the world to kind of get their day going as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's working. Obviously, you're clearly resonating, and I think it's been really cool. The growth in the last few months has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was curious, just wanted to ask you about kind of why, what is it about is that people are really connecting with that is leading to this? Because I guess the way I look at it is like, it feels like influencers have gotten like, so everything has gotten so extreme where people are trying to do the most and do the most shock value and the craziest possible thing to get likes and views. And you're kind of allowing people to find beauty in simplicity. And I feel like that's, at least for me, what's resonated. And I'm curious to your thoughts on that.
That's a really great point, and I love how you broke that down, because I think with social media, the reason why it's become sometimes harmful for a lot of audiences, especially younger people, especially even younger than us, where it's like there's bullying and there's things where it's very toxic and it's divisive. Again, everybody's trying to get likes and say the craziest thing or the biggest hot take or just again the stunts that say, hey, look at how much money I have. I got the 3 Lamborghinis and I got the private jet and the country club to go to. Well, that's not real life, as we all know, whether it be the hottest take or the coolest yacht, right? I think with my content is that I want people to come onto my content and not only see my soul, because my content is what you see in my soul. If you were to open it up, that's who I am. I take joy in the littlest things, and I love taking morning walks, whether it be on the beach or in downtown DC, like those little things, right? And I think it's that on top of the positive energy. I think people like the way I deliver content, where I narrate kind of like a broadcaster, and I have that more warm type of delivery. So I think that's one part of it, the delivery portion. I also think that it's a place for people to go, oh, that's relatable. Like, yes, I walk to work during the day, or I hang out with the family on a Saturday, or I go, to Target and shop. Like, it's the granular things. I think people enjoy that because it's not so abstract.
Yeah.
It's okay, like it's down to the nitty gritty what I'm doing on a minute by minute basis. And it can be very granular, but people I think enjoy that. And I think at the same time, I remember a few followers reached out to me and said that like, it's a place where after a long day where I can go and listen to your content and just relax and be soothed. And I think social media has not been a place where people could have any soothing very often, especially with all the keep up with the Joneses, and again, how social media can negatively impact mental health because of that. So I think my goal is to make social media, my page, and hopefully social media generally, a place where people can not only relate and resonate with you, but also feel comfortable in their own skin and say, hey, that's my life too. I can embrace my own life and kind of bring that forward, but also feel at peace and be able to kind of be taken away. Like, you ever heard of ASMR?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll listen to Bob Ross, for example. The painting and like all the little sounds. Like, it's beautiful ASMR.
Yeah.
Some people view my content as that. And if that's what helps people and gets them in a good, soothing mood, and they can relax and kind of decompress, that's the goal. That's
I would say you're probably the closest thing to our generation's Bob Ross that I found. Also, the visual
that's an honor. By
the visual of you, the visual of you sitting down and watching Bob Ross is like warming my soul.
It's like double ASMR. It's like
that meme where all the Spider-Men are pointing at each other.
Yeah. Right. It's like when he does the whole like, am I going to do this?
Yeah.
We're gonna get some Van Dyke Brown.
We gotta get a Tony P video of you watching Bob Ross.
That's actually a pretty good idea. I may have to do that.
Yeah, I'm taking royalties on that one.
Yeah, you're 100%. We'll do a collab on this.
Yeah, there you go.
Will and I were talking about this earlier today. We're like what do we need to know from Tony P? Like, what do we want to get out of this? And I feel like my takeaway, and I think Will would probably agree with this, like, what's Tony P's guide to vibrant masculinity? How do we introduce that into our lives, even if it's like 10%? Like, how do you start being a vibrantly masculine man? So
it starts with doing things I call it being a Renaissance person, right? You ever heard that phrase where I forget who it was. I think it was Da Vinci or someone like that. They were an artist. They were an investor. They did a bunch of things in their life, right? With masculinity, it's about embracing every part of your personality, no matter how big or how small, right? So let's say you're 5% creative and you like to maybe listen to Bob Ross videos and maybe actually copy some of his paintings, but you're like, well, I'm gonna hide that because that doesn't sound very masculine. Well, yeah, it is. Embrace it and show people. Hey, I love to paint. I love to listen to Bob Ross. And incorporate that with also the fact, hey, I love to watch football. I love to go play golf. I love smoking cigars personally, right? So I embrace every part of my personality and let myself flow through that. I think that's the first thing. So again, letting being comfortable with, again, if you have a pull towards a certain part of your personality, whether it be creativity or emotional intelligence, just let yourself do it. Don't go, oh, I have to resist that, or I have to hold it back because that's going to be viewed as not masculine. That's the first piece. I think the second piece is also embracing emotional intelligence and vulnerability consistently. A lot of guys will, they'll open up sometimes. It'll be like once, and then they'll just dump all their stuff on people, which one of my mentors taught me is to really embrace emotional, sharing, vulnerability, compassion and empathy, those type of emotions consistently. And doing that not just with our families or our significant others, but doing that with our friends and, going out to dinner, hanging out with the boys and saying, hey, I got a lot of stuff going on right now. Something's going on, my family, and I'm feeling this, and I just need someone to listen. And if you do that consistently, even when you're having good times, boys, I'm feeling great right now, and my business is growing, but I'm a little bit, feeling this because I feel a little bit of pressure. Like always doing things consistently and having those open dialogues consistently, that's the second piece. I think the third piece is also, really embracing, embracing a big kind of, I say an open, kind of a, thriving, inclusive world, right? Kind of really like saying, okay, you know what? Not only am I going to be someone that wants to lead, again, I've been in leadership roles my whole life, student government and, worked in corporate world and have been in leadership roles there. But I also know that there are also times for me to step back and let someone else take the lead and inspire others to take center stage. So I think, again, embracing an inclusive kind of community where, I can lead it sometimes as a man. I can step into that energy and lead and, be running things, but also know when it's time to inspire others to take the lead, but also seeding and saying, hey, this is someone else's time to lead.
Yeah.
Or it's, whatever it may be, or it's someone else's turn to speak. I think, allowing for kind of that mix of things in terms of like in terms of about leadership and community, right? And then finally, I think just embracing, kind of vibrance in terms of showing vibrance in the smallest things.
Yeah.
Whether they be, the way you talk to people, how if you're down to earth, show warmth when you can, show passion. Passion's a great emotion.
It
is.
is.
If you love something, like I love podcasting or I love Friday beers, show it to people. And show it, again, consistently. So it doesn't mean you have to always be positive every day, but it means when you want to show those emotions, show them consistently. So I think that's a big one as well, showing the little emotions. And that can be in the littlest things, like delivery, tone of voice, or just kind of how you carry yourself. If you smile a lot, that's good. That's not a bad thing. And again, my mentor, who I've mentioned before, he said it's being positive without a cost. Like, we don't always have to be as guys, like, sarcastic. Oh, why are you being so positive? It'll slap you down a little bit. It's like, no, you could be positive. We could all be hanging out and laughing and, breaking chops, but also, saying, hey, I'm also happy too.
Yeah.
And at the same time, when they go out at the golf course with the guys or going to a bar, you can laugh and joke, but also say, hey, I love you, man. I appreciate you. Give you a hug. Like, you can do all of that.
Yeah.
I think it has to exist in that kind of one space. So I know it's a lot, but I
could hear you. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Were you like the greatest out of college interviewer of all time? Like, can you imagine being like, all right, I run this consulting firm. Like, I got this kid Anthony coming in, and you've like talked to the biggest bozos all day, and then you ask this kid a question, and he just breaks it out so eloquently, and is like,
oh God, no,
it is a skill that I've never seen before. It's fantastic.
No, you're really kind. No, I thought I kind of went long-winded there.
No. That was like
dialed
the
in
best
the whole
answer
time.
to a question we've ever gotten.
I really appreciate that, and I think it's funny, and I'll admit this, and my friends at the companies that I've worked for would laugh at this, but I think a lot of the reason why I even gotten jobs is because of my interviewing skills. like I'm not the greatest technically at what I do in any of my line of work. I think that I like to interview and I like to talk to people. I think that's kind of, my mom calls it the gift of gab. So I think that's kind of what I have. And look, I've been a personality hire. I admit that.
Why do you think we're sitting here?
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been a personality hire, and a couple of times in my life, whether it be for full-time jobs or internships.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I embrace it. Again, whether it be companies that I've worked for full-time, they've given me such great opportunities, and the interviews have been great because they've asked me good questions, of course, in a job context, but. yeah, I mean, definitely when it came to job interviews, that was where it wasn't always my technical ability because I'm not the greatest at Excel or PowerPoint or whatever the accounting software was back in the day. But whatever that was, I wasn't the greatest at it. But again, I love talking to people and I love connecting with people, even if it's in an interview or even if it's a client that I'm working with, whether it be in my full-time job or my business. Like I love getting to know people. And I think that's just where, whether it be in a formal professional interview or a show like this, I just have that passion for doing that. And that's how it kind of naturally comes out. That's why I naturally just love to interview and I love to do public speaking, even though it's kind of ironic because I actually have a small stutter. I have a small stutter. And so a lot of people will go, well, that's no way that person's going to be really into public speaking. But I love it, whether it be interviews or speeches. And I've always just kind of used kind of the stutter is my way to kind of transform into a superpower. Yeah. And I use that as like, hey, I have this little problem. I stutter a bit and I sometimes merge words together or talk too fast. But I use this space, I love public speaking and I'm passionate about it and I really have fun with it as a superpower to say, hey, I'm going to overcome that. Yeah. And really just embrace that. That's also part of vibrant masculinity is the resiliency piece, is trying to, when a door closes, a window opens. So I think that's a big one as well.
Totally, yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I have a question that is a little bit off. We've been very earnest so far.
Oh, you're good.
This is my question,
You're good. This has been a lot of fun.
We're here right now. We're in Boston. For those who don't know.
Yep.
You're a Boston guy.
Huge.
You live in D.C. You're Tony P in D.C. now.
Yes.
Are you? I mean, it feels like you can't leave D.C. now. Do you worry about that, or are you okay with that, or do you disagree with that?
Well, the ironic thing about my page is that New York is my biggest market.
Oh, really?
So I was actually just in New York last week doing some media appearances, podcast appearances, and we did a meetup, a Beehive meetup at Bleecker Street Bar, and I think it was West Village, I think.
Okay.
And we thought 50 people would show up. It was 300.
Wow. Oh my God.
So yeah. So.
We can't do that, ever. Yeah, that's awesome.
So again, I hate to be a braggart. Oh my God.
No, not at all.
That's amazing.
It's not vibrantly masculine as bragging.
No, but I think
that wasn't
being aware of your accomplishments and proud
Thanks.
of them. Yeah. I'm taking that the right way.
Thank you. No, but I think so. With New York, I think being my number one market, I think there's options.
Yeah,
I mean, it's funny. DC and New York are New York and DC are my 1 and 2, but there's other markets. I mean, London is up there with 4% of my follower base, which is
Tony
crazy.
P and GB.
Right.
Write that down.
Or Tony P in Beantown or Tony P in NYC. I think eventually, and again, DC is my second home. I love DC to death. I'm not going anywhere in DC anytime soon. But I think eventually it'll just be Tony P. Because that's how people call me out. They go, Tony P.
Yeah.
So I think it's all natural to say, hey, I'll just be Tony P. Eventually. But DC will always, no matter how far this goes or if it crumbles tomorrow, DC will always be a part of me. And it's still a part of me. I love DC. It's my second favorite city in the world.
Wait, is this number one?
Of course it is.
Okay,
I'm from here.
Yeah. Even the way you said, of course, it had that
all
Boston
my family that's listening would absolutely be very, very upset with me if I said that.
But, totally fair.
But yeah, I mean, Boston's been my home, and eventually we'll come home. So, I mean, I want to raise a family in Boston. Where I'm from the North Shore of Boston, so I'd like to eventually raise a family here. And again, my family's here. My family, my lifelong friends, and I have many lifelong friends in DC, but people I went to high school with and college with. And just family. I mean, I just would love to go back and come back here and be with them. And I've missed a lot in the last. I mean, I went to Richmond for college, came home for about a year, and then went right down to DC. Now it's coming up on 2 years almost.
Yeah,
I've missed a lot of things on the family side, and I want to come back and be there for my family. And and so eventually, especially my mom and dad, who I just love to death. And my mom has been banging on the door saying, "Please come home soon." So we'll see. But again, I'm working on that. But again, DC, I love it. It's an incredible city. And if you haven't been, you got to go.
When you're, because you're still a consultant, right?
Yeah.
How has becoming this internet personality changed work life? Did people treat you differently? Or is there a different dynamic with bosses and coworkers now, or are you still Tony P.
Are you like
I
the
think-
fucking man when you walk in there? Yeah.
Well, it's
People
funny.
like get on their head. Yeah.
I work for an incredible consulting company. There were not. I mean, I hate to use the word "oh, we're a family." I mean, I know it's a very overused term, but we really are. Like, I mean, my dad told me, when I was in college, that you'll meet some of your lifelong friends, the people that'll be in your wedding, at your work, your first couple jobs or so. And I can say that for the affirmative. I'd say 15, 20 people I've met at work, probably even more. Again, I mean, there's so many, I can't count them all.
Yeah.
They're lifelong friends. They're people that'll be at my wedding. They're people that, hopefully if we're as close geographically, will be a part of my life, no matter whether I'm in consulting 5 years from now or if I'm not there 5 years from now, right? Like, it doesn't matter. These people have been just so great to me, and they not only embraced me when this page started to grow, they embraced me from day one.
Yeah.
They knew all my quirks, my personality quirks, and that I was, I kind of had my own energy and personality, and they also not only embraced that and really just loved me for it, and loved having me around, and brought me to all the work events and brought me into the friend groups, but also has allowed me to leverage my skills at work and really allow me to leverage what I have as my talents in my consulting work, which has been great. And they put me on projects that have always fit my skill set. So they've embraced me from many different angles. This is before the content. Second piece is, once the content grew, they embraced it right away. I remember one time we were out at a Nationals game, and our CEO was in town. And he loves this story. So I don't know if if he'll hear this, but he'll love this if I tell the story. And again, I don't want to give too many names away or company names.
Yeah.
Because again, I want to respect privacy. But at the same time, we were out at the Nationals game, and we came out at like the entrance after the game was over, and 20, 25 people came up to me at once in a big group and said, "Hey, Tony P."
Yeah.
And you should have seen the look on our CEO's face. He's like, "What is this?" Right? So. And then after that, we went to we hung out afterwards. We went downtown DC, walking around, and people just started coming up to me like it was like they wanted pictures.
Yeah,
like, he had no idea what this was, and then like my friends at work explained it to him, and he was like so encouraged, like, "Oh my God, Tony, this is incredible! I'm so happy for you." And I mean, he's been just so encouraging from day one, and then I was actually able to do some actually content for my company, which is really, really cool. So we had some new hire, welcome content. The next day, our CEO and COO came to me and said, "Hey, we love that you're doing this. We think it's awesome. We'd love to have you, do some stuff with us." I said, "Yeah." I said, "So like, I got to talk about my company that I love a lot and they're very passionate about." So I think that was so great too, and they've just embraced me from day one. And they, again, with my job, it's very, very hectic. Consulting's a hectic business.
Yeah.
But my company has been there for me, lock, stock, and barrel. And I'm so grateful to them. And they have not made me feel any different. I'm still Tony. I'm still Tony, regular Tony, since I was almost 2 years ago.
Can you imagine being a new hire and you walk into your new job and you're just like, "Is that fucking Tony P?"
Tony P works here.
Right.
Okay, well, I have a question, not to suggest that you would ever leave your current company, but I did read the article in the Washington Post that I think mentioned something about potential political aspirations. And also, I saw you were on a news show, right, in DC.
I was on Fox 5. I was a Good Day DC.
There you go.
It's a stutter. See, it comes out sometimes.
And then you said, I think when you posted that, something that maybe broadcasting was an aspiration.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to. Not that everything isn't going great right now, but
Are you trying to poach Tony P in DC?
No. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like we'll make you an offer right now.
No, I'd be honored.
Broadcasting, politics. Are there things like these that you are maybe hoping that this content stuff that's been taking off is offered opportunities that maybe weren't totally there before?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things when it comes to broadcasting in particular, especially sports broadcasting, I did that in high school and college. I went to St. John's Prep High School right down the road here in Danvers, Mass. And
my college roommate went there.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, what school did you go to?
I went to Boston College.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, tons of we call them double eagles.
Yeah.
St. John's Prep. Even though double eagles really...
It's BC High, isn't it?
Right,
Yeah.
but we kind of stole that.
Okay.
But... So yeah, I mean, so I did that, and I was named kind of director of broadcasting in my sophomore year, and did public address and play-by-play, then did some play-by-play in college. One of the things that I sort of wish that I did, if I had any life, not regrets, but maybe to step back, I would have probably went to broadcasting school, because that's something that I've always loved to do.
I think you would have been phenomenal.
Oh, God.
at it.
No, I just love telling stories. And I also love telling stories with me not being the center of the story.
Yeah.
I'm actually less comfortable telling stories about myself than I am about other things. Like, for example, I love giving wedding toasts.
Oh, my God.
But not birthday toast for myself.
Yeah.
So I think that's why
I
I
feel
love
that.
broadcasting in particular. So that was one thing, and that's always been in the back of my head. That was an impetus of why I started this.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get back into my broadcasting creative side with this page, and I had no expectation it would grow. So that's the first part of this. And the second piece is, with the way this is going, I've made a lot of connections with different industries and different people in those industries, and I don't know what the future holds for me. I definitely know right now I love where I'm at. I love my company, and I love the people that are there and also the work. And my current company took a chance on me nearly 2 years ago when I was in accounting, and I had no experience in consulting, whether internships, I had none of that. And then they took a chance on me. So they're rock solid to me. And so that's one thing. And, as the months and years go on, could I make some changes in the future? Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely possible with any career. I mean, especially nowadays where everybody pivots. But for right now, I'm staying put and very happy where I'm at. But at the same time, I definitely think broadcasting and that type of space is where I feel the most comfortable. That's where I feel that my skills could eventually be leveraged the most. I think that's where the blend of passion and skills will eventually meet. So that's one piece. So whether that be like broadcasting or branding or marketing, that space definitely. But politics, interesting question. I've been asked a few times in D.C., because that's one of the biggest questions besides, do you have your resume on you in D.C.?
There you go. Yeah.
It's either that or are you going to run for office? And I don't like to sound like a lot of especially a lot of guys in D.C. will always tell you that they're going to be president.
Yeah.
And I don't love that because that's.
I could see you being president.
Oh, God.
Legitimately.
I'm putting my you
I
got
mean,
my vote.
The country could do a lot better than me.
I actually don't know about
They
that.
do a lot better than me. And there are many great leaders out there, many leaders that I know personally that are great. But yeah, I mean, I think it would be contingent on a few things. I think I would need to know that I could go in there and just legislate and advocate for people. What I mean by that is, I love the members of Congress that you don't see on TV. The ones that are like, they're the ones making the bills and they're writing the laws and they're getting the nitty gritty. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to politics, kind of a policy wonk, right? I research policy, I'll read this stuff during the day, I'll read the newspapers, right? And I'll go, that's an interesting idea for, taxes, or interesting idea for this type of thing, or whether it be AI, because that's the biggest new thing in the congressional world these days, right? So I just love that stuff. So if I could do that consistently and write laws and help them get passed and actually just advocate for constituents, I'm in. If it means that I have to basically, go on TV every moment and try to, be the loudest voice in the room, no.
Yeah.
That's at that point, it's not even worth it, because the pageantry is not worth it. I don't want to do it just say, oh, Senator Polcari or Congressman Polcari.
Yeah.
No, that's not worth it to me. What's worth it is serving people, being a servant leader, and actually advocating for something and constructing a piece of legislation or a bill that's going to help somebody and actually make their life better. Like the same concept of being positive during the day to help others, right? I think you have to treat legislating that way. So I think that's a big piece of it. But yeah, I mean, I've considered it, but I'm not one of those folks that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to be president. Watch this.
But how awesome?
I'm going to be senator or governor. No. I mean, I it's a way long shot, even if I think about it.
How awesome would a Tony be after a big mission? He comes and addresses the country, and he's like,
I mean, I'd feel confident that the right decision was made.
He's
Oh,
like,
God, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. My fellow Americans, good evening.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. See,
he's like, the guys had a blast out there. They were having a ball.
I want
and
to
we
come on TV to you to discuss a very important mission.
there we go. See, I think you've rehearsed that once or twice at least.
The better one is imagine it's Sunday, Masters Sunday, and you turn on the TV. It's Tony P, and he's telling a story about some young up and comer.
John Rahm.
He's like, no. It's like some 15-year-old that's making a run at it.
And
he's
Charlie
like,
Woods.
Yeah.
I would.
There you go.
I would love. This would be a dream to call the Masters or call any big golf tournament and say Charlie Woods got the win.
There we go. Let's make it happen.
Because I've been a Tiger Woods fan since day one, and I love him. And by the way, he's going to win 18 majors. Not even 8. He's going to win 19 majors. He's going to come back again because he's Tiger Woods.
Write this
And
down.
So this is a prediction.
We break it on play date.
I need to open my DraftKings right now.
But yes.
It's not sponsored.
And
Maybe it is for you. Sorry.
No, you could. No, do so. DraftKings, do it.
We're gonna do it on BetMGM. Tony P does it on DraftKings.
Sorry.
No, you could. No. But yeah, I mean, that'd be a dream, and I go and. For the first time, another Woods has claimed victory, or something like that.
I would cry.
Another Tiger Woods.
We're not out of the woods
has
yet.
met their date with destiny.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Like that
We're
would
not
just
out
be,
of the
what
woods
would be
yet.
great to see was like them both playing in the same tournament.
Yeah.
That would
Because,
be unreal.
Like that would be incredible.
Is he at 17 right now?
No, he has 15. So
Oh, and you're saying 18 or 19?
Oh, I think you can do it.
I would be
He is
ecstatic to
the
see
most
that as
mentally tough athlete ever, but maybe besides Tom Brady. But I think he's incredible, and that'd be the dream to call the Masters of the U.S. Open and say, in the final putt, and Charlie Woods has claimed victory, whatever it may be, or has reached the top of the mountain, or like something like that. Or
I have a new prediction. Tony P is going to be the first president to call a Masters.
Well. There we go. Yeah, just yeah.
wow,
There we
All right.
go.
Should we get into sayings?
Career.
Yeah. Well, I had one other thing I wanted to do first.
Lay him on me.
I had a. What was I? Oh, what is your handicap?
My handicap right now, that's kind of in flux right now. I just played a few rounds in Florida that weren't my best. So I came in at a 9, and I'm going to be probably about a 9.7.
All right,
you
so
would
you're,
kick
you're,
my ass.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
still
all right.
you're still a stick.
So basically, I could be a 10 if you roll it up with some of the handicap metrics.
There you go. Yeah, I shoot like 105, but I have a really good time.
Hey, we got to play sometime.
I would love to. I would love to.
And
We'll
you
do
guys
it.
are on the West Coast.
Yeah, we're out in Los Angeles.
We're both based, or our parents live in Maine.
Yeah.
And
Which
and
part
so,
of Maine, by the way?
I grew up in Cape Elizabeth, but now
so-
in like Portland, we do the summers in Boothbay Harbor.
Nice.
if you know
So
where that is.
my mother just closed on a house today in York.
Okay,
Oh, no way.
amazing. Yeah.
So we've been going to York. We've rented a small little place for almost 20 years now. And today she actually just closed on her. It's been a lifelong dream, like since she's been a kid, to have a house by the ocean. And,
Wow.
and she came from nothing and has grown that for all these years. I'm so proud of her because we're going to be Maine residents now.
That's
Hell yeah.
it's a
She will be
beautiful thing.
really excited,
It's an
Love Maine.
elite group of people.
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely.
And my
the
mother
the
is
Mainers are a
certainly elite.
tight knit group.
We're all going to be Mainers.
Wait, we
Right.
we can now say we're breaking a bunch of stuff on this
We are
podcast,
breaking
but
a- yeah.
breaking that
Giving you all
Tony
the
P
tea.
is now a Mainer is big.
That's big for the state.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we're working on that. My mother is stoked, and she is. She's definitely elite. She's the absolute best, and she's worked her butt off to get to this point. And she's got a nice place with she has a little porch. All she wants is a little porch, a little cottage, and she's got it now. I'm so happy for her.
That's awesome.
We're
That
happy
is-
for
that
it
is-
as well.
We love to hear that. All right, so this is the one thing before we get into our sayings.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're good.
Which we are super excited about. A big part of what you do that we haven't totally talked about is talking about the outfits themselves.
I forgot about this.
I dressed
Oh,
up.
God.
I dressed up for the
You dressed
occasion.
up beautifully.
I don't wear suits ever.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. I haven't broken this out in like years.
Okay.
And it still fits me, thank God.
Since
So-
since our college pictures, something like that.
yeah, literally
Right.
my senior photos. That was it.
Senior
Yeah.
photos.
So first of all, how do I look?
You look great. First of all, I like the pink going with the blue contrast. That's a really classic look. Very vibrant.
It's a classic Tony
Hey,
P look as
well,
well.
that's exactly right.
He
I
was
think-
studying your combos hard.
I was looking at your page today, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is exactly what I packed. Like, I think he's gonna love
it.
this."
And the
Yeah.
shoes, I love how the neutral color. Can we get zoom on that? But
Yeah.
kind of a
We'll get
neutral
'em up.
gray. There you go. Nice stretch there. Yeah. Hey, all right.
There we go. Yeah.
Listen, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Your flexibility is great.
Thank you.
But so what's really cool is that like that contrast, it matches well with not just the lighter pink shirt, but also it's a good kind of it's in the same family as the blue. Like
Yes.
kind of light, so that's a good neutral color. So I think
that's the best compliment you've ever gotten.
These
Tony,
are my old
Tony
roommate
telling
Harry's.
you
He
that-
left
top
them.
to bottom, well constructed. And again, since you're traveling across country 6 hours, the fact that you had this outfit ready to go, true testament to not only now, but when you picked it out all those years ago.
I walked in
listen-
on him ironing his suit. for
Yeah,
you.
is that allowed? I just did it. It was so.
Oh yeah.
Can you iron like on the suit?
Biggest thing though, I would use a steamer.
Yeah,
So biggest thing
I
is-
just went for it.
So an iron can be tough. Is that you could burn. It could burn it.
Yeah.
That's why I use a steamer. Just hang it up and just kind of steam it like this. Really
Okay.
great. It has kind of low pressure heat, and I can use shirts 2 or 3 times before they get dry clean because of the steamer. So that's a really good
So
one.
Rusty wears shirts 2 or 3 times regardless.
Without stealing it, yeah.
All right. So then
I do too. Don't listen. I'm I do too.
the next
Wait.
part was
I just want to put this out here. If we're gonna throw shots.
no.
I gave Will a pair of jeans, and it's the only pair. Actually, they're in this photo.
No.
And they're the only.
He's talking crazy.
They're the only pair of jeans that Will owns, and when they get stained, we just have to wait until we get home to another state.
Yeah, we do a lot of travel, and I just wear the same jeans like every day.
Oh, my
so
God.
It's all right.
Well, jeans are actually okay. Jeans.
You're embarrassing me.
Shots are fired here. We really hit a nerve spot here. No, but I think a big part of it is, again, you can use jeans for anything. Very flexible. So again, you can wear them a few times too. Again, you don't want to wash them too many times.
Thank you. All right, I wanted you to give your honest opinion on a few of Rusty's outfits
I'm
from
ready.
over the
I'm
years.
ready.
Show me the picture before you show Tony, so we know. So I know.
Okay, and if you're listening just on audio, we'll make
also-
it quick.
Yeah, we'll put them up on
We'll
the
put
screen.
it up on
but-
YouTube. All right, this is from the Preakness Steaks.
Okay,
Let's go. Wow, people are fired up out there.
they're
We got
fired
our
up there,
live
huh?
audience.
Wow.
This
look at
is
that.
all right. So the boys are going.
This is insane.
Boys are going crazy
oh,
outside the
God.
glass.
And it's Tony
Wow.
P. No, they're here for you.
Is this a hockey game? Or is this a hockey game?
All right. So if you're not familiar, the picture that we're showing Tony is a suit that I wore to the Preakness Stakes, which is
this is him at the
which is a
Preakness.
horse race in I want to say Maryland.
Ooh.
It's in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's in Maryland somewhere.
Pimlico, I think.
Yes.
I think it's the race place.
Is that the name of the town?
That's the name of the
Yeah,
track.
my grandfather, who's a big horse racing guy, would kill me if he knew that I almost forgot. But yeah, so let me take a look at this. Okay, so very nice. Okay, first of all, I love it's a different color. I love the checkered. That's
Thank
really
you.
great. I like that. Matches very well with the pants, so good match there. Brown belt, solid. One thing is the tie.
Yeah, Tony does not
I had a
like
feeling-
Tony
I
does
picked
not like
tie.
mixing patterns. I know about this.
So what you can get away with would be like kind of a cross stripe.
Yep.
Like kind of like those diagonal stripes. It's one thing if you were going to deviate, but when your jacket's kind of more of like kind of a cross pattern,
Yep.
you want to keep maybe either stripe or solid.
Okay.
Solid's always good with kind of multiple designs. Kind of,
Yes.
not multiple, kind of multiple lines, a checkered jacket or striped jacket, because it kind of allows it to be a little bit more.
Describe the tie just so people at home.
Yeah, so the tie here is it's solid blue with some white polka dots, smaller dots. Polka dots we'll call them. And again, very, very good. I mean, it's a great tie. I'd wear it with many different things. But
Not that jacket.
Not
no.
that jacket.
but that's the only thing. But again, it's a good tie. It matches well with, again, if you take the jacket away, it matches very well with the pants, the belt. So again, solid.
Can I tell you my thought process?
Yeah,
there?
of course. And again,
So-
on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, this is like you guys
I give
are
it an
switching
8.
jobs.
I give
yeah.
it an 8.
Okay, I'll take it.
Solid.
We'll take it.
I just-
okay. These guys are here for you now.
Oh, they don't go.
Yeah,
I saw
He's doing the arm roll.
I saw a picture one time, and it's John F. Kennedy mixing patterns, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
and so I
no.
went for it, but I'm also not John F. Kennedy, so I can't
Oh,
get
you're
away.
telling me you did that on purpose?
Yeah, it's like every time I wear that, I get
Well,
shit
hairdo's
for it.
very nice, man. Hairdo's very good.
Thank you.
It's very like it's a good,
Oh, okay, now
solid
we're
amount of
talking-
Coif, solid amount of coif. I like that.
All right,
This-
I got one more for
Okay,
you.
this
and
is my.
prom.
I want to say that was in a. I don't know what that was, but this is a great look.
All right,
I
this
stand
is-
by this look.
You can't totally tell. It's a little blurry, but the pants are like
Seersucker.
Seersucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. Yep. Perfect amount of design on the tie. It's not.
Those are
too much.
anchors. My mom got that for
Oh, I
me.
love that.
We were also on the ocean, so if that
Right,
if that
if
gives you
it's-
any context, I was in a nautical mood.
So we call it the nautical fit. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
I call it the yacht club fit here.
Yes.
There you go.
This is, I mean, again, when you can have an outfit that matches your context or where you or your setting, kudos there. Love the shoes, the darker brown, very, very great, very, very good. Love that. Matches the belt. I can tell.
What
That's
belt
solid.
is it?
Looks like it's a kind of a darker brown belt.
Okay, I like that.
I love the jacket with the gold.
Yep.
Very nice for a nautical theme. Again, I love just plain white shirts. I love that. I've always liked how crisp they are. I like solid color shirts generally. Maybe a little bit of stripe. Again, I
Yep.
love this jacket. Everything matches well. The tie is a perfect shade just to kind of match with the jacket. And the seersucker pants, man. Those are absolutely classic. That is so New England. It is so cool. I absolutely love it again, but it's not too over the top. It seems to me that the stripes are not too overwhelming, And again, it doesn't take away from the top.
If you can see the girl next to me who I was with,
I think I cropped her out.
her dress,
I think you did.
her dress matches
Sorry.
kind of what I've got going on as well.
All right.
Yeah.
That
no,
was-
that was we got to break.
Need a little beer.
That might have been that actually. Now that I'm looking at it, I believe that was my junior year prom at Duncan Geiky's house.
Well, it's based on his analysis, you've gone downhill since then.
Show him one more.
Number on that. I would give that an 8.7.
I love it. Okay, that's
8.7?
huge.
Wait, what was the first one?
An 8.
Solid 8.
Wow, that feels generous. All right, this one is.
This was in
Talk
Austin,
about
Texas.
the context. Yeah, he was in Austin, Texas.
Okay. Oh my god, it's so funny. I bought I went to Houston for the first time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
About a year ago, and I bought a hat in the airport. Bought a nice black cowboy hat. I live and die by that thing. I love it. So I love the cowboy hat. First of all, big kudos for that.
Hell yeah.
Okay, really solid hat. It's again, I love the brim around it. So I love that. I think it matches very well with the Texas. It looks like the Longhorns.
Yep.
Perfect theme. Again, the hat matches very well with the orange from the logo. So very, very good there. It's
Thank
very
you.
astute. I like the stripe, the golf shirt. Great touch there.
Peter Millar.
Yep, one of the best shirts. Love them. But also Travis Matthews, that's my secret weapon on the golf course. Love those.
Okay.
So those are my top two. But Travis Matthews and Peter Millar, very, very solid. So I love that.
Can I give some context on the belt? Just
Yes.
to
Belt is
okay.
good. Belt is solid, though. Very rustic.
The belt. I was wearing it around the house, and my dad came up to me and he goes, "Where'd you get that belt?" I was like, "I think I stole it from you 20 years." Like it was I've had it since I was in 8th grade or something.
Yeah.
He was like, "That was my roommate at Rollins." His roommate from college. This kid
Yeah.
Scott. He was like, "That was Scott's belt in the 80s." I have no idea how you. I'm wearing it right now, actually.
Oh god, you got it on?
yeah.
Oh,
It's like a family heirloom.
He was just like, "You stole that." I have no idea how you got that, but that's
so
definitely Scott's
it's
belt.
It's not brown throughout. See, it looks like it's brown.
It's brown.
throughout.
It's brown leather on the front, connecting to canvas with some sailboats.
That is too funny. Because again, that looks like just pure leather. Again,
Yeah.
I love
I could have gotten away with it too if I didn't.
Yeah, you just outed yourself.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
yourself. But again, cover that. Having that with the shoes, great matchings. I always think the belt and shoes should go pretty similar. So I love that. Great matching there. And I love how the shoes have a little bit of tan there, so it matches up well with the hat. Again, you're pulling in the little things that are so important. I love that. And the stripe on the shirt is so good because it's not too much.
Yep.
You're not having striped, big stripes with, really big seersucker pants. So you don't want to have too much going on. You don't want to become an optical illusion,
Yep.
right? You're doing that well. The blue in the shirt versus the jeans. I like how you did the lighter jeans.
Yep.
Because
If you
that
went
allows-
dark jeans, that would have been too much.
That would have not worked. That would have been way too, again, optical illusion.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Having the light jeans as a backdrop, and you allow the shirt. I think you should allow the top, the shirt, or the jacket to lead the way.
I like that.
So I think that's great. You've done a great job here, and again, your face is absolutely priceless. You have kind of a scowl on your face. I don't know if they lost this game.
It was 108 degrees that
Yeah.
day. I think that's what you're seeing.
giving the word for the golf shirt.
Yeah.
No, again, the only thing if I were to add any of this, I think this is probably like a 9.2, 9.3.
wow. Oh, hey-oh.
If I were to add anything, I think a jacket sometimes with a golf shirt
Yep.
is a very
It looks
secret-
so sick,
It
dude.
does. Again, that would have made it a 10. But again, 9.3. I even give it a 9.4.
Can I
9.4. Write that down.
Can I
Very good.
can I
Very
lobby
nice.
can I lobby for an extra point? Because if you pulled those pants up, the top of my cowboy boots were green alligator leather.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
It was pretty sick.
And there's verifiable evidence of this.
Yeah.
Will was with me
I'll
when I
swear
bought 'em.
on- I will
All
swear
right.
on my
Will was with me
notebook.
when I
You
bought
know,
them.
but all right.
Yeah.
Okay, I
you know
feel
what?
really
Yeah.
good about
Yeah,
the
so
ratings
I'll
that I
give you
got from Tony.
9.5.
9.5. Look, you got
Wow.
There's proof.
That's an A.
Yeah, there we
There's
go.
a
That's
witness
an A, baby.
who has no reason to lie. Okay, so I am in
I'm a reliable
on a
witness.
9.5.
All right. Should we do some sayings that don't exist, guys?
Yeah, I feel like
I'm
you
in.
know. Let's get to where the bread is buttered here.
All right, where am I going to get my glasses? I'm kidding.
Yeah,
We'll let
right,
Tony fire it off.
we're doing sayings that don't exist with Tony P.
All right.
in DC.
Let's do it. So I got them ready. I took a while to do this the last couple of days. I actually did a lot of these. I did them on the plane flying back from Florida. Last night, and it was kind of a cool task to do while you're in the air for 3 hours.
It's fun.
Yeah.
dude.
All right,
You can
so,
start us off. And we'll just
Here
go
we
down
go.
the line.
All right. So ready? All right.
Ready.
First one is your suit is my tie. Now, what that means in Tony P speak is that it means that not everything is for everyone. So again,
Yep.
sometimes things kind of don't
Yep.
match up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, again, it's kind of like one person's trash, another person's treasure, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some people can see things different ways.
Absolutely.
Right? That's the first one.
We love that. Wait, we got to go. I'll go, and then he goes.
Oh,
and
sorry.
Then we wrap around.
So,
yeah.
my bad.
No, I appreciate the enthusiasm though.
I'm used to rambling.
Yeah. No, you're good. All right, I've got a lot of work went into building the Titanic, which is that not just putting in a bunch of work isn't always mean the result's going to be good.
yeah.
So it's like, dude, it's going to be great. We spent 3 years on it, and you say, hey, a lot of work
A
went
lot
into
of
building
work
the
went into
Titanic.
building the Titanic, baby.
Pretty good, right?
I like that.
That's actually a really good that actually has good meaning to it. Like,
Yeah.
but it's
Hey,
a very sad situation. But
Yeah, obviously not making light of that.
of course not.
I've tried to pick like an old enough tragedy that I can get away with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't say.
All right, you go.
Right.
All right, I got doing the rain dance in Seattle. Sometimes there's you wouldn't want more rain there. It's basically someone who has everything asking for more.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
You
I
know
like
what
that
I
a
mean?
lot, yeah.
You're
Doing a rain
getting
dance in
greedy.
Seattle. You're getting, yeah.
Don't ask for more than you need.
I love that.
There's a great saying in The Sopranos where it was one of the lines that they said, it's like someone having a ham under their arm, crying the blues because they have no bread. Kind of very simple.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay,
Like,
amazing.
I love that.
Bingo.
All right, so next one for me is every sock has a match and every arm has a roll.
There we go. That is a.
The meaning of this
That's
is
great.
that, your answer is out there, like in life, like whether it be, whether it's a professional thing you want to do or a passion you're looking for, the answer to what you're looking for is out there. You just have to let it find you.
Absolutely.
And sometimes things will, again, one of my mentors always told me, sometimes things will just fall into your lap just by being out there in the world.
Yeah.
So again, the arm, the rolls will come. If you bring the arms together, the roll's going to come. So that's the biggest thing. And also, just a side point, things will also work out the way they're supposed to.
Yep.
Again, a similar saying as my mother always says, be where your feet are planted. Because,
Yep.
you could, that where you are will be part of your journey. So that's a big thing.
I love it.
We love it. That's awesome. All right, I've got. That's why we sent monkeys to the moon first. It's when
Nice.
someone's trying something new
Nice.
and they screw up in a bad way. You go, well, that's why we sent
why we
monkeys,
sent
to the moon
monkeys to the
first.
Oh, my goodness.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
I googled this. We never sent monkeys to the moon.
We did. The Russians sent Sputnik, the dog. Or no, Sputnik was the ship. They sent.
Right.
They sent monkeys to space first.
Yeah, but the Russians sent a dog on Sputnik. I forget what the dog's name was. Was the dog also
did?
named Sputnik?
Maybe his name Monkey. That would
He
really help
didn't,
my
maybe.
saying.
R.I.P. That I don't think he made it back.
Oh, well, that's why. Hey, that's why we send monkeys to the moon first.
Tony, I actually wrote this next one about you.
Oh, God.
My last one's also.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
That guy's like a palm tree in Canada. It's like a bright spot in a very dark place, right? Not saying Canada is a bad
Wow.
place, but like they don't grow there. Tony's a breath of fresh air in an otherwise pretty cold place sometimes,
Absolutely. Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Wow. No, I absolutely love that. That is too good. Fuck. Very positive, too. Very vibrant.
There we go.
It's positive,
Yeah, you're
very
right.
Vibrant. So another one I have is that every salmon needs cinnamon.
There we go.
Now, what the heck does that mean? Well, it means that you could always make things a little sweeter.
Yep.
Yes.
Because so I suggest anybody on your Thanksgiving turkey tomorrow, maybe put a little bit of cinnamon on there just to make it a little sweeter.
When
But
mom's
again,
not looking.
But yeah, right. But again, in life, you can always make things a little bit sweeter. So I think again, those little things that we talked about, like little moments in life, and showing vibrance to people, you can always make life a little sweeter.
I love that.
I love that. All right, I've got every 25-year-old consultant in D.C. was once a 24-year-old consultant in D.C.
There we go. Now we're talking.
You got to take steps to get to where you're going, and that was a big moment a few months ago, right?
It was when I turned 25.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm happy to report that there's no quarter-life crisis, folks.
There we go.
I don't have 5 tattoos, and I don't own 2 motorcycles yet. So, again,
We can change that tonight.
You pulled up on a Harley.
You have to out me? Oh God.
Tony pulls up in a McLaren. We're like trying to keep this enigma alive.
Right. Well, you ever watched the movie Wild Hogs? You ever heard that movie before?
I
No.
haven't seen it.
So it's a movie with John Travolta and Tim Allen, and then they play these guys that are go on a road trip for motorcycle. And that's what I actually decided. Hey, I said they would get a motorcycle. There was a bunch of suburban guys.
Yeah.
Like had with leather jackets. That's me in a nutshell. I mean, I my alter ego would be putting on the Harley jacket, just like the glasses and like the skull. the skull bandana, ready to go.
I can see it. I can see
That'd
it.
be the alter ego.
That's awesome.
All right, I got a little bit of a darker one.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
If you hang out with rats, eventually they're gonna steal your cheese.
Ooh,
I like that.
You know what I
like
mean?
that.
You have to surround yourself with other vibrant men that are like kind of have the same goal as you and aren't trying to pull you back. I think I had this thought the other day. There are pushers and there are pullers in life, right? Like, you know, your buddies that are like kind of like trying to get to some cool place with you as well. And then there are those guys that are like, no, stay here. Stay with us. You know what I mean? They kind of like secretly want you to not, you know,
Succeed.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I mean, and that's a great life point. Is that there are so many, you know, in every friend group, you got to have different types of friends, right? The ones that push you, the ones, you know, that will say, hey, like, give you the tough love, the ones that will also kind of be your comforters, like those type of ones, and also the ones that you'll partner with, you know, in a business thing, whatever. So again, having different types of friends to kind of help you in different ways is very, very important. But I definitely agree. I mean, if you hang around with you are the sum of your 5 friends who you hang around with, and that'll be your journey. And again, if you're not hanging around with men that embrace, you know, things, again, I'm not saying everybody has to be just like me, but just like embracing things like vibrant masculinity, you know, not just, again, in our own lives and being vibrant and being warm to people and emotionally intelligent, but also being kind and, you know, really supporting, you know, things like compassion and, you know, kind of more technical notion, not technical notion, but more of a kind of a world notion like gender equity and, you know, really inclusive communities and, you know, good, solid leadership. Like, you have to hang around the people that have those same values.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, eventually there's going to be that push and pull, and you will pull away from them if they don't have the same values. So again, if they have the same values, they'll definitely take your cheese from you. Money, power, status, or just your reputation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, could we hear a bonus one, Tony?
Yeah.
I know you.
We only prepared 3, but
I got a couple in it.
Yeah, you hit us with what you got left. We want to hear them.
Oh. Okay. Ooh, okay, I got a good one. All right. You got to put tin foil on your cast iron pan. And what that means is you can never be too careful.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing in this world for any amateur chef or a professional chef is to have all that splatter coming up and you know, hit your hands and, you know, gets on your clothes, especially when I wear my jacket and tie when I cook. It's not good to have oil flying all over the place.
No, it's not.
Again, you can never be too careful. You know, always cross your T's and dot your I's.
Hell yeah. Wait,
that?
that's not an original one.
You tried to sneak one in there.
Yeah. That would have been really, like, imagine if we were sitting here and you were just pitching ones that, like,
We're like, holy
wait,
shit.
wait, that definitely exists.
It's like, why did I say that?
It's like we don't want to embarrass anyone right now. But
No. But again, you got to put that tin foil on the cast iron.
I love it.
At
I
all
love it.
times, especially with, you know, Thanksgiving coming. Make sure, you know, keep things
true.
safe. If you're doing one of those, what do they call it? The deep fried turkey.
Oh, don't
God,
do that.
Don't do that.
Oh, no, I'm not doing
if
it.
you're,
Don't do it.
if
No,
you're
I'm
out there, do not do
adjusting
those.
it. But again, always, you know, cross your T's. Sorry, make sure your cast iron is covered with tin foil.
There we
Did you
go.
see that? Did you see that fire department that posted a video of, like,
Yeah.
they dunked it in too fast and it basically just engulfs. They put like a dummy next to it and basically they drop the turkey in too quickly, which is what happens to a lot of people. And when the grease like touches the bottom part, it turns into like the biggest flame you've ever seen. And this is how people have been. So don't.
Oh, it was like a demonstration.
Yeah, it was like, don't do this.
Yeah.
Do not deep fry your
You don't have
turkeys.
to tell me
Oh no,
twice.
I mean, I can barely do my stuff. Never mind get and do the pot. No
Well,
way.
as an amateur chef, are you gonna have a big role tomorrow on Thanksgiving dinner?
Ooh, actually, my mother is giving me a couple of tasks that I have to do.
There we go.
Okay.
One of them includes just going to get cakes and pies that are already done. So that's the first.
You an
piece.
apple or
Where was the
pumpkin
place
guy?
you went? You got pies for your dads or your dad on the way home? You posted a video like, I stopped by.
So you mean pizza? So I say it's
Oh, I thought you meant pies. Like he was like, I picked up
sorry,
the world famous like rhubarb pie.
like Santapio's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I went to Santapio's right off of
I
Route
gotcha.
1 here in Peabody, and I mean that piece is to die for.
Have you ever had
And
Frank Pepe's?
I haven't, and actually, so my family actually started Polcari's restaurant, which is in the North End.
Oh.
Which is now Regina Pizza, and we don't own it
I had
anymore.
Regina the other night. It
So
was
I don't
insane.
know. We don't own it anymore. I have no affiliation with it anymore. But my family at one time did. like way back when it
Regina.
first started. Yeah, so
It's like legendary.
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I think they have one literally like
They have one in Faneuil
Oh,
Hall.
they do.
and
in the garden, like right on
Oh,
the
they do.
like on the other side of that wall.
I'm actually a little hungry, so I may. I see. I'm actually thinking, should I go to the Celtics game, or should I just go eat at Regina's and come home? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I think we're going out to get dinner after this too.
Ooh.
If you're interested.
I think let's do that.
All right, sounds good. All right, let's
do it.
Okay.
We're breaking ground here today.
yeah, exactly.
All right. This
Dude,
has been a blast.
It's been great. Thank you guys for having
Yeah,
me.
Tony,
anything
thank
else
you so much for coming
You want
on.
to say or plug before we
Yeah,
let you
again,
go?
if you want to follow me, just go at _, Tony P in DC, because Tony P DC was taken. But again, underscore, go that way. _ Tony P in DC, all one word on Instagram, and same thing on TikTok if you want to follow me there. But mostly Instagram's my spot. But again, I just thank you guys for having me. Thank you for letting me have this platform to not only talk about the fun stuff of really cool stuff, the funny things we talked about today, but it's also the more kind of the really kind of forward looking and the serious stuff, things about masculinity. It's very, very important. I mean, we need to embrace these things. We need to really not only embrace it, but encourage men to embrace vibrance and really being there and emotional intelligence and everything we talked about. I just think it's really important, and thank you for giving me that platform to speak about that too.
Yeah, well, thank you for what you're doing, man. We also think it's really important,
Yeah,
and
thank
we are
you.
stoked to have been able to have the chance to talk about it with you here in Boston.
Thank you.
Um,
So good to be right near the TD Garden. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
We're
there
in
we
the
go.
garden.
Yeah,
Jason
we literally
Tatum's
are.
like 10 feet that
He
way.
is.
Yeah.
Someday, hopefully, maybe I'll shoot some threes with him.
Yeah, I think that, only a matter of months at this point. So.
Right.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.